It is overtime here at Old Favorite Friday, and I am with Joel Codner. You are with both of us watching this video as we talk about Left Hand Milk Stout. This was a recent suggestion. I have no idea how this has not been suggested over the last year or so. I have no idea how I haven't thought to do this beer over the last year or so, but this was a recent suggestion that came in just a week or so ago. And wow, haven't had this beer in a while. Left Hand, I can't believe we have not done a Left Hand beer for Old Favorite Friday yet, I don't even think. And I've loved Left Hand beers for years and years. For whatever reason, I was thinking about Smoke Jumper, which I don't think is in production anymore, but my first smoked beer ever that I freaking loved. So happy to be featuring a Left Hand beer. Happy to be featuring this beer that has won gold medal after gold medal after gold medal. The gold standard for milk stouts probably in the U.S. Joel, what do you got to say?
Once again, you have brought me in for what I like to call the duh beer, meaning duh, of course, Left Hand Milk Stout. This is the industry standard. I mean, if you are a brewery watching this video and you're making a milk stout, if it is not equal to or better than this, just stop. I mean, it is so good. It is, like I said, the industry standard. I've been to the brewery in Longmont. It is incredible. It's not one of those things where it's like, oh, it's better at the source. Like, it is better everywhere. It is just such a fantastic beer. I know you're not a fan of the nitro stuff, but I'm very happy that you accidentally bought the nitro bottles.
You know, I thought I was picking the regular forced carbonated bottles and the CO2 carbonated bottles, and I got the nitro one. I am not a fan of nitro beers. We've talked about this before. I am a stickler for my carbonation, but I'll tell you this, I don't care what comes to this beer. This is perfectly fine. I will take one of these, whether it's nitro or not, anytime you hand me one. It is roasty. It has that coffee, chocolate. It's got beautiful sweetness that is not over the top. I mean, it's just right, you know?
Yeah, it has that kind of very layered mocha, baker's chocolate, toffee thing going on. The one drawback to the nitro for me is that it suppresses that coffee note a little bit, which I love because I'm a big fan of coffee beers. This obviously is not a coffee beer, but just the ingredients from the malts they're using kind of evokes a little bit of that coffee flavor, ever so slightly in the original version. But like I said, I'm happy to have this one way or another, so I was excited when you mentioned this one.
Yeah, I mean, we feature so many beers, and it's one of the things that always comes up is the fact that I haven't had this beer in a while. And you go for, I mean, I used to drink beer all the time because when we were kind of cutting our teeth in beer in South Florida, this was one of the craft beers that you could find in a lot of places, because it was one of the only craft beers that was on nitro. And you had people that would typically have Guinness on draft, and one of the first things they would do was switch over to Left Hand Milk Stout. Yeah. So it was literally everywhere. I used to drink it constantly, nitro or not, and I feel, oh yeah, I drink Left Hand Milk Stout all the time. Wait a minute, I haven't had one in a year and a half or 2 years or whatever it is. And then someone recommends it for Old Favorite Friday. I'm like, Jesus, now I get to put 4 more of these bottles in my fridge. Or maybe I'll give a couple to Joel so you can take one with you.
Yeah, and they've been really instrumental in bringing packaged craft nitro beers to a wide audience. I mean, before them, we didn't really see much in nitro package aside from Guinness, whether it was bottles or cans. And they do, I forget the name of it, but there's a fruited beer that they do on nitro that's incredible.
They have a whole series, I believe.
Yeah, they've done all kinds of stuff, and it's really terrific.
Yeah, Left Hand's a great brewery. I mean, we can't recommend, I mean, if you can't tell by the glowing recommendation about how good this beer is, and we drink a lot of stouts, what we always are trying to go on is like that right balance for the style. Not too, if it's an imperial stout, it can't be too sweet, right? If it's just a regular stout, we need a good amount of roast there. It can't just be velvety smooth. It's got to have a little bit of a bite to it. There are all these things. This hits every one of those, ticks every one of those boxes, and we're just so happy we got a chance to try this beer and drink it together and talk with you guys a little bit about it as well. So go check out Left Hand Milk Stout. Pick one up. It is widely available. Pick up other Left Hand beers. You will not be sad that you did. Please poke around on our YouTube channel and see some other conversations I have with Joel or with Ralph or with some guests about other classic beers. All of them, many of them, just as good and as classic as this one. We'll see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.